Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. We are gradually getting towards the D-Day of the election, 2023 elections, and all hands are on deck. The three major candidates, in fact, four, if you ask me, are already doing a lot of politicking behind the scene. And there seems to be palpable fear coming from the Northern Elders Forum, especially the spokesman, given the scenarios that may likely happen if either Peter Obi wins, Bola Tinubu wins, or Atiku Abubakar wins, and the scenarios that may befall Nigeria, and I can tell you, is worth getting worried over. While in another news, also in the same vein, there seem to be a lot of things going on where certain northern groups are beckoning on Kwankwaso to do the needful as usual, the same way Tambawa did for Atiku, so that the table may change in favor of Atiku. You're going to get the full details in a moment, but before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, according to the news, let's start with what the spokesperson of Northern Elders Forum has got to say. The spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum, NEF, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, has said that there will be certain consequences if Tinubu, Atiku, or Obi wins the coming election. In a column titled Scenarios on Vanguard newspaper, the elder statesman published that ethnic, regional, and religious sentiment would be the sole determinant of voter disposition in the coming election. According to him, this election will definitely threaten the second set of elections in March, and even a free and fair election may not be enough to cushion the effect. He wrote, and I quote, "The nation is beginning to hear worrying murmurs about the consequences of certain candidates losing the elections. An Atiku or Tinubu victory could trigger some unrest in parts of the country. An Obi victory is likely to create massive post-election political instability. A runoff would put the country's already precarious peace and security in jeopardy. Reactions motivated by largely ethnic and religious sentiment, regional champions and politicians who seek more than a credible election are likely to cause serious violence. The second set of elections in March could be seriously threatened by widespread negative reactions to the first set of elections." Of course, Nigerians have reacted to that. We're going to look at some of this in a technical manner, but let's go to the second news, where a lot of Nigerians or a lot of Northerners are of the opinion that a lot will happen, and they need Kwankwaso to toe in line so that there will be a turn in for Atiku, so that we'll probably be hearing that Atiku will be victorious. Now let's find out what these groups are saying and why. The Northern Liberal Democratic Movement, known as codenamed NLDM, with an acronym NLDM, has appealed to Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP), to step aside for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, his counterpart from the People's Democratic Party (PDP), with respect to the forthcoming 2023 presidential election. This was disclosed in a statement recently released by Honorable Balarabe Bello, the National Secretary of the group. He explained that most supporters of the NNPP political party had left for PDP, thereby reducing Kwankwaso's chances. He said, and I quote him, I'm joining other well-meaning Northerners to urge our brother, His Excellency Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, to consider the overwhelming interest of our people and allow the Wazirin of Adamawa win these forthcoming elections. He is a young man who would eventually get his opportunities at the appointed time. The rate at which many members of his party are defecting to PDP should serve as a clear signal to him to do the right thing in the interest of the people of the North and the country. Have you now heard ethnicity coming into bear, tribalism coming into bear? But let's look at critically what the spokesman of NEF, I'm talking about Baba Ahmed, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, said that is quite unique, judging the three candidates. He said, look, a win of Atiku or Tinubu victory could trigger some unrest in some parts of the country. Unrest. He said if Atiku wins or Bola Ahmed Tinubu wins, Bola Ahmed Tinubu wins or Atiku, that it may likely cause some strong unrest in some part of the country. But he now said that if Obi wins, it will create massive post-election political instability. He did not say there will be unrest, though, which means they could feel that the people, the young Nigerians, the destitute, the people who have over time, they have weaponized poverty as a way of, inciting or making Nigerians to vote for them by virtue of, providing poverty in every sphere of the sector. They are now tired of the status quo. They want to change. They want to be Nigerians in Nigeria. They don't want to be slaves in Nigeria. And these are the people that may likely cause some unrest, because already from the feelers you're getting out there, you could see that the young Nigerians, the old Nigerians, the destitute, the common Nigerians who have not been friendly to political instability, insecurity, really want to change. They want someone new, something different, someone who understands the economy and the dynamics of the time we're in. A true unifier, not the political type. If they don't get the person they're looking for, they likely may be unrest. You don't even need prophecy for that. And now they're now saying, now if Peter Obi wins, then now the political stability definitely will become shaken, because they are used to the status quo. They're used to always having they're used to godfatherism. They're used to cabal. And all of a sudden, someone without a cabal, quote and unquote, someone without the godfatherism figure, apart from, of course, the likes of course, at some point, you need some level of godfatherism, but not the ones that will say, before I give you must give me this or that. With that happening, now the godfathers will begin to wonder. All of a sudden, this guy didn't bow to us, but he is getting his way, which means the power is beginning to shift from their hands to Nigerians, which will cause political instability, which, if you ask me, is a fine one, compared to the fact of unrest in other parts of the country. But if you look at the other news, you realize that the North are already playing ethnicity card yet again. It's not about Emilio Kong of the North or Emilio Kong of the South. It's about Nigeria. Are we not tired of insecurity? What has Atiku promised you that will change the status quo? He has tasted this before, and those who have been under him will agree with me that nothing really changed. There seem to be so much allegations against him. Remember, right now, Festus Keyamo is taking up a case against Atiku Abubakar over an allegation made by his former aide, media person, of which he's ready to even let go of his campaign for Bola Tinubu, if need be, just to pursue the cause to conclusion, where he does not want the Wazirian, I'm talking about Atiku Abubakar, to continue with this cause. As an average Nigerian, a citizen of Nigeria, and also a senior advocate of Nigeria. And now, the North are playing ethnicity card again, regardless of the soul of Nigeria. We can't continue in this light. Nigerians are talking, and a whole lot of them are saying, we don't even need prophecy. Nigeria's mandate must count. That's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take?